Hello dear friends and lovers of astrology. For a long time I wanted to make a special video about the eclipses in Libra and Aries, but I didn't manage to do it until now. Now we are nearing the end of these eclipses, but I decided to record a shorter video to make a sort of resume of these important celestial events. In the fall of 2024, the first eclipse will already take place in the Virgo Pisces axis, which will bring completely new energy, and I will also try to make a separate video about that. Namely, eclipses on the axis of Aries Libra begin to occur in April 2023 and will stop appearing on this axis from March 2025 on. In the period from 2023 to 2025, there will be 3 eclipses in Aries and 2 in Libra. At the beginning of 2023, the Aries of the last decade reacted most to these eclipses, first eclipses. So people who have planets between the 20th and 29th degree of Aries, and the rest will react further, especially those who have planets on the ascendant, in Aries, or those who have lower degrees of Aries. This is because the lunar nodes representing eclipses are always retrograde. So when lunar nodes enter one sign, when eclipses start in one sign, their path starts from the 29th degree of one sign, and then they travel to the lower degrees. So now we are somewhere in the middle of Aries and Libra, and next year it will be some sort of change will be the most intense for those who have planets on the first degrees of Aries and Libra, and especially for those who have that on their ascendant, because eclipses are the most important for us if they are on our ascendant. If eclipses are so important, why they're ignored by tropical, so to say, Western astrology, you would ask? I have often explained this in my older videos. It is because in Judeo-Christian world, the concept of reincarnation was suppressed or abandoned. Namely, eclipses talk about the path of the soul, and if we were to describe their significance in detail, the world would be completely shocked. That's how they are important, and that's how everything is coded. It is quite certain that there is a law of the soul path, and that a reincarnation exists, and it is definitely clear that there is some sort of a spiritual law which is the same relevant as the physical laws, just nobody speaks about them in the Western world. Even many spiritual schools do not talk about it because they reject the very art of astrology. I will not talk about here for a long time about the meaning of eclipses. I explained that long time ago in my special video, Eclipses and Our Spiritual Path. If you are interested, find that video on YouTube and you will learn a bit about that. Now let's say what eclipses on the axis Libra and Aries bring. Of course, they are most significant for people who have planets or even ascendant in these signs. But I said already, the most important is if you have ascendant in Libra or in Aries. But if you have Sun, Moon, or any other planet in those signs, eclipses will also affect you. So these eclipses challenge people who have ascendant in Libra or in Aries, and the universe is asking them to somehow to feel the soul path and to make the alignment with this path, which they chose before they were incarnated. To say it simple, if they have stayed away from that path, the universe will sometimes direct them very roughly to that place where they should be. They are like far from their path, and then they have to be pushed intensively. if they were going their own way, their own path, more or less according to the choice that the soul made before it was incarnated, then they will just be pushed further. Nothing special will happen, actually. And when we speak here about that path, it is actually that Tao that is spoken about in Chinese Taoism. That is the path which is given in advance and which must be followed. We all have that. Of course, that we can go like sometimes a little bit round, and we can be sometimes more aligned with this path. Sometimes we choose some shorter path, sometimes longer around, but more or less we go that path that was chosen or given before we were here, before we were incarnated, and it is very clear where the path is going. So now you will ask yourself, but what is my path? What is the path of my soul? How can I know what my soul chose? Well, first, most of the people feel it. In a way, they feel it. Those who have doubts, they can order one special interpretation that I have of the horoscope. The name of it is Finding the Meaning of Your Existence. This is horoscope interpretation based on old Indian techniques. You will find link to that under this video. It is simply amazing how many people are impressed after they have these consultations, because they say that they felt that very clearly, what I said, but they could not express it, or they would not be able to describe it. And most often I don't tell them anything new, I just put a stamp on their feelings, which makes them more confident in their path. That's how it works. So when we talk about eclipses, it is important to know that they return to us in the same place every 18 years. So they have a cycle of 18 years. This is what Libras and Aries feel now, what they are going through now. They went through the same process 18 years before, and they will have, in a way, the same process 18 years later. Also, it's important to know that every 9 years we can correct the path. So it is 11 divided with the half. On the half of the road we can somehow change it if we made a mistake by that what we chose in the time when Rahu or Ketu was on our ascendant. Furthermore, it's very important to know where is Rahu, the north node, and where is Ketu, the south node. Now we have Rahu, or south or north node, in Aries, and Ketu, south node, we have in Libra. In 9 years it will be opposite, and the effect will be opposite. So with this, Aries will make a quick, sudden and bold decisions, because Rahu is in their sign, and they will often shock themselves and others. They are asked to be independent, not to worry too much about others, but to believe in their own individual path. I met a lot of Aries people in the last year and a half, approximately, whose lives had changed in a day. And that's good, They should not prolong the agony if it's there already. So you should not be afraid of such changes, I can say. Sometimes they are necessarily, especially when Rahu is in Aries, and especially if you're Aries ascendant. Something must happen that is necessarily for your future spiritual growth. The Rahu is called the dragon head in some systems. And it's a very special dragon which always has open mouth and eats everything what is on its way. Well, now Aries has it, but every 18 years everybody has it, all of us survive that. So even if it sounds scary, it's not that scary, it's fine, just we are confused with that. So what is further interesting is that Aries people now have Rahu in their sign, which is the dragon mouth, but we have the year of the dragon in the Chinese horoscope. So this is very, very dragon year. And that's why the effect of this transit will be very strong. This actually gives to Aries people special charisma and make them incredibly strong in making decisions. It can help some of them to become famous, to lead others, to realize themselves in a new, sensational way, possibly. But if they're afraid of that, then they're not real Aries, you know. Maybe they're Aries on the ascendant, or they have Sun in Aries, but they have very strong Pisces or Aquarius in their astrological sign of Capricorn, so they cannot make these quick decisions. And this would then require special analysis of the concrete horoscope. But Libras, on the other hand, have Ketu, the South Node, in their sign, which means that people, situations, and behavior models they had until now are living their lives. Libra connects with others, cooperates with others, and establishes new relationships. They are expected to reevaluate all relationships, actually, and eventually let go of people who are part of their past, or many people will just disappear from their lives. You know, sometimes it's not that pleasant, but it's necessarily. For Libras, this is an ideal period to start a new partnership, because now they're more receptive to the energies of the other people, more ready to perceive the energy and needs of the other party. Sometimes Libras can be very independent and rude even. They often behave like Aries, but they ignore it, or they pretend that they are nice and lovely. However, now it would be really better for them to discover in themselves that potential to be nice and lovely, because that will make their life easier if they behave in that way, if they really develop that inside of them. Each Libra has a strong female and male energy. Namely, this is the sign of balance of yin and yang. And if Libras until now had a lot of yin and yang was suppressed, now is the time to make balance between them, or opposite. With these eclipses, it is more important than usual for Libras to feel the balance and to avoid extremes. While you see, Aries can do extreme things, you know, but Libras definitely not. If you want to understand better Libra sign, please check my older video. The name of the video is Libra Myth and Characteristics. There you will learn about this yin and yang in Libras. And also, if you are Aries or Cancer or Sagittarius, find these older videos, Sagittarius Myth and Characteristics, and you will see how I explain every sign. So for Aries, it's time for expansion, even with the principle that the braver and more decisive, the better. They have the opportunity to gain something in the material era, and we can almost say that universe supports big appetites here. For Libras, it is time to retreat, to meditate, and it's time for introspection. The more they listen to themselves in solitude, the better. Of course, that way will be, by doing so, Libras will be very much worried, because they always worry. But the time, they will see that they are actually doing fine. The more they accept the current situation, Libras, and realize that they have something to build on in their future life, they already have something, and they see that they can rely on that, then the better it is. You know, they should not invent too much new things. This is the external and internal path. Aries are going that external part. They have to build something new. And Libras have to rely on something they already have inside. You know, and both should make decisions from this position. However, both Libra and Aries with this transit can be tired and exhausted. It is necessary when we have an eclipses in our horoscope axis to dedicate ourselves to our body and certain psychophysical regeneration, because the nodes of the moon cause weakness of the body and the spirit. This regeneration should be taken very seriously. And this is what follows next year for Virgos and Pisces. They should take care of themselves very much. These eclipses bring us a new attitude towards ourselves and towards others. That applies for everybody, for all of us. We are all re-examining relationships, accordingly how we perceive our others, and we perceive ourselves differently now than before 2023. There is some growth, let's say. This is completely true also on the mundane level, because new relationships are being established between nations and countries, and they're going through the process of difficult struggle for sovereignty, and they will achieve it. We will see that soon. When the eclipse is on the ascendant, the most important life decisions are made. But we cannot say which decisions will be made. We cannot universalize this. For someone, it will be a move, for someone, wedding, for someone, professional change, the birth of child, or things that people always wanted, but they prolonged it. And now when eclipses come, they are brave and they do it. However, one thing is clear. These are decisions that will affect the whole life of Libras and Aries, especially those who have Libra and Aries on the ascendant. Such decisions are caused especially by Rahu. So Aries are, more than Libras prone to make life decisions now. And we said one should not waste time to keep on old way or all life. It is better to accept the change that is needed, and later people will see what happened. I describe these eclipses in different ways, also on the mundane level, especially in my video about the fall of empire. If you write Tatjana Micic, Fall of Empire, you will find this video. I described there that these eclipses in Aries are especially important for America, USA. They are, of course, important for all of the world, but they're especially changing the state of existence of America as a state. Not just that America will not be the world hegemon, but it will go through deep changes inside. So these eclipses will end on 2025 in spring. It will be actually the symbol of the end of the world war that we are going through now. And now I'm making this video 2 days after the attempt of the assassination of Donald Trump. The assassination happened 2 days, the attempt to assassination, 2 days before the exact conjunction of Uranus and Mars with the star Algol. Mars is the ruler of Aries. So now between 2023 and 25, when we have eclipses in Aries, we should follow Mars, because if Mars makes drastic aspects, drastic things happen. And this is exactly what happened in the middle of July. So Aries is the symbol of head, so Mars is ruler also. And the conjunction of Uranus and Mars with the Algol have to do something with head, because I explained many times that Algol is the head of the Gorgon Medusa, and what was done in the myth about this Gorgon Medusa is that it was decapitation. So it was cut the head of Medusa. So we saw now in this attempt of the assassination of the Trump, we saw the bloody head, and we saw his hand raised in the fist. And this will forever be the great symbol of the eclipse in Aries and the struggle for the sovereignty. And further, it will be always the symbol of the conjunction of Uranus and Mars with Algol. And actually, it was arranged so well that one should think of this, that perhaps this was also staged, that they arranged it in this way because they need this symbol of bloody head with this head, this is like the last symbol, the last struggle, the last moment to do something to make America great again. In a new way, of course, because it will never be what was before. It was very interesting. This was very interesting, and we will see other miracles of this type during the next year. Not whole year, but almost whole year. The next eclipse is in Libra on October the 2nd, 2024. Half a year before and half a year after that event, a new relationship will be created. And also BRICS has that meeting in October, which will be extremely important for the whole world, absolutely crucial meeting that will show that countries are connected in a new way. 50 countries are waiting to be part of this BRICS community. and they will probably announce new currency. In personal horoscopes, this eclipse in October will have the greatest impact on Libras in the first decade. Their passion will calm down a little bit. Many will come to the terms with their condition, and they will accept their condition and their path. And maybe after this eclipse, they will live in a simpler way than before. The essence for Libras is acceptance of the situation. When they accept their situation, then they will see that they are actually doing very well. The next eclipse, the last one in Aries, will be on March 29, 2025. The Aries of the first decade will be most affected. And that time Saturn and Uranus will be in sextile, and this will help Aries to accept all the changes that have happened to them, and will help Aries people to start building stable future on new foundations. Even if they make sudden decisions, later on it will be quite stable. They will even lead others. For that, they need courage and a sense of victory. If they have them, they will get everything. On a global level, this last eclipse in Aries will mark the last obstacles of achieving world peace. A new world is being created, but the last obstructions are almost necessary for us to learn to appreciate who we are. But about that some other time. And that's all for now in this video. Thank you for watching the video, and if you are interested in consultations with me, you can order them. Check my pages, symbolicthinking.net. You will see that I offer consultations based on astropsychology, spiritual astrology, Feng Shui, and that I also offer consultations based on the method, the change of the code, the change of the perception. It is a method that I have developed while working with clients in the recent years with different techniques, and this helps us to work with our unconscious programs and to change them. If you like the video, like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel, and thank you very, very much for that in advance. Wish you happiness, individual growth, and healthy relationships, and see you soon.